Jordan Decicco, youngest brother of Sunniva Super Coffee, 22 years old.
Jake Decicco, middle brother and 24 years old.
Jim Decicco, oldest brother, 25 years old.
Mike Luzio, 41, bald, and really impressed.
If you know me, you know I don't drink coffee, and I probably never should. But that didn't stop me from sitting down with Jordan, Jake, and Jim Decicco, three brothers and former college athletes who have created a healthy alternative to your typical morning brew.
Sunniva Super Coffee. Why the name?
So Sunniva as a brand name, give from the sun, all natural energy. We want people to understand that this coffee, but it's not coffee with milk and sugar what people are used to. This is the first enhanced coffee, the first super coffee.
Talk to me about the story of the coffee, and I think it starts with this guy.
I went to school, Philadelphia University, played basketball there. We're the only team in the conference with 5 a.m. practices year round. Yeah. After 5 a.m. I go over to business class. We get done at 7:30, run over in business class, but stop, get a cup of coffee. But I wanted something a little bit better to keep me up, keep me moving. Red Bull, Monster, Starbucks, Frappuccino, 3 options, all loaded with sugar. I was like, this is bull. I'm not gonna drink this stuff. So I started blending some stuff in my dorm room. Literally after practice, night before, I would get coffee from the cafeteria, bring it back, put it in my fridge. I'd blend protein powder in it, and I started doing research on sweeteners and how I could make it taste good. So I did some research and saw that the Frappuccino controls the market. I took note of some other great brands, one being Honest Tea, who did a similar thing when Snapple in Arizona were big. Chobani yogurt did the same thing to Gannon and Yoplait. So I was like, wait, this is like a real thing. Yeah. This is a real opportunity.
Jordan realized if he was going to take super coffee from his dorm room to store shelves, he was going to need more manpower. Naturally, he called his 2 older brothers, Jake and Jimmy, for help.
During that summer, there was a point where we were supposed to be making this minimal viable product for our friends and family. But Jordan had the idea that, we're going to have Whole Foods try it. So we went to Whole Foods one morning, we bought a Luda tea glass bottle, took it home, washed it out, he blended up a recipe in the blender that we used, and poured it into that Luda tea bottle, and we went to Whole Foods, and he said to the buyer, hey man, we're a coffee company, you want to buy something? Yeah. We got into Whole Foods, he dropped out, we convinced Jim to quit his job and come join, and that's where things started going.
It literally starts with being able to go, what's the worst they're going to say to me? Yeah. No, get out. I mean, that's it, right?
So I get down there, we have no factory, we have no bottles, we have no labels, no ingredients, nothing like that. And we find this place in Elk Ridge, Maryland. They were like, yeah, we got a bottling line, we got equipment, let's do this. So they stuck us in this back room, this dusty old warehouse, and we're blending this shit on our own. Dude, the bottling line that he told us about didn't work. So we used to take pitchers of beer, like beer pitchers, scoop them into this kettle, and then dump them into the bottles, and then bring it to Whole Foods.
The 3 of us going to do a demo. That's like how we grew the brand at Whole Foods. That day we ended up selling 465 bottles and broke the weekly category sales record for bottled coffee in 4 hours.
Like their mentality in sports, setting one record with super coffee wasn't enough for the Decicco brothers. They had their eyes set on expansion, but to go there, they needed to inject some outside capital.
To fast forward, we didn't get out of that stage for 15 months. Yeah, so at this point, we're in summer of 2016. That summer, we showed that we were gonna do $250,000 in sales, annualized. So this is real, let's go raise some dollars. We raised $600,000. Okay. And that's when we take it to the factory that we're in now. They're big time. It's not 96 bottles anymore. Minimum run is 100,000 bottles.
As Sunniva planned to rapidly ramp up production in their new factory, they also made a strategic and nostalgic decision to return to where their idea for super coffee first started, college campuses.
We knew all along when Jordan started this thing, he didn't want to start a product for Whole Foods or the healthy natural channel. He was like, there's nothing healthy available on my campus, so let's be the bottled coffee for colleges nationwide. Yeah. And startup brands don't do that, right? There's barriers to entry, Coke and Pepsi get in the way, it's a tough route to market. So we found out who the largest college food service provider was. They're known as the Compass Group, and we just started cold calling.
So when we were kind of skipping over their bottom level stuff and going into Google New York City, Goldman Sachs, Yahoo, and those were the ones where it was higher barrier to entry. Yeah. One day we heard they were like, hey, Compass wants to give you guys a 3-year deal. We were like, he's the largest food service provider in the world. He's going to give us a 3-year deal. Yeah. We knocked on 200 doors and 20 of them said yes, and they're like, that's right.
Without question, Jordan, Jake, and Jim are already huge successes. but they still have big dreams for Super Coffee. And what they say their biggest advantage is going forward might surprise you.
I mean, it took me a while to build my business, but where you guys have gotten in just 2 years really, from an idea that you had in your head, it's amazing where you've got, right? Where's this thing going?
Right, so like this year, we really laid this distribution foundation with all the Ciscos. We got into Wawa, we got into Quick Check, we just got into Wegmans as well. We're chain wide with Wegmans. So now what we need to do is get this out there and let people know about it. We're proud to be releasing a sugar-free line. Our entire line is going sugar-free in January of 2018. So what we're doing is being that healthy option for college kids first. That's our go-to-market, and then expanding beyond that. So our mission over the next 3 years is to really grow this thing to be in all the Walmarts, all the gas stations, 7-Elevens, Targets. Like, we want to be mainstream.
If you had a piece of advice to give that 18-year-old college student who had an idea, what would you tell that person?
If you want to be successful, you have to have big dreams. You have to be willing to face reality at the same time, which is something that I think we learned later down the road. We just had really big dreams. You have to have determination. You can't just pushing through, right? So if you have this plan, you have this goal, you have this vision, as soon as you think it's impossible or it can't be done, you're honestly. So you have to be smart enough to be naive enough to not know what you cannot accomplish.